Hello, I'm James and welcome to another edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks, exclusive to Kalkine TV. In this edition, I'll be shining a light on Full Throttle Falato Leads, and to get the inside scoop, founder and CEO Michael Falato now joins me. Michael, thanks for your time.
Hello, how you doing?
Very good, great to have you here, mate. Now, first and foremost, what exactly is it that Full Throttle Falato Leads does?
We basically automate emails in LinkedIn so that you can send enough emails and automate LinkedIn enough to get meetings for your company. So a lot of companies will basically make phone calls, send maybe 100 emails a day, and LinkedIn has about 100 invites a week that you can do. And what I basically do is automate that so that you can send 20,000 emails a month, 150 invites or emails a day, and not have to basically manually do it. So it's going really well. I've been doing this for about 25 years, and I started Full Throttle Falato Leads about 13 months ago, and I'm already a $1 million company. So I'm very happy with the success.
No, it certainly sounds like it. It's incredible growth in such a short period of time. What are some useful techniques to help master the art of gaining the best customer deals in the shortest span of time? Obviously, you're looking there at automation, but are there other things that we should consider?
Yeah, I mean, you should have a sales team that focuses on your top deals, right? Those should be people that maintain, what are those companies doing, reading up on them on LinkedIn, on LinkedIn, and then have companies like myself that could focus in on the rest of the ideal landscape, right? The total addressable market. So it definitely works well if you have a two-prong approach, which is an inside team focusing on your top 30 and then an outside team that knows how to do automation. There's a lot of companies that will hire a lot of people as SDRs, and it's a lot of money to do it that way.
Well, producing qualified leads and then making appointments, that can, as you sort of are alluding to there, that can be a massive drain on resources for any company. So with that in mind, would outsourcing the lead generation strategy typically be the best approach for most businesses?
Yeah, I mean, I've been part of a lot of companies from Monster.com to Symphony Town to JobVite to a lot of great companies, and they've built lead gen teams internally, and millions of dollars have been spent doing that. And those are a great way to kind of cultivate those salespeople, those development people into salespeople. But there's millions of dollars that go into building that team. A lot of the companies that I see doing this internally are using their own domain, their own email addresses, using things like HubSpot and other sequencing tools, which are great, but not for mass outreach. So you're better off using people like myself that are experts in automation, where you can rinse and repeat, scalable and repeatable approach, so that you can basically focus in on selling, closing, and discovery call. If you're constantly going up and down between lead generation and closing deals, you're basically looking at a pipe like this, right? It's going to up and down as they basically look at how to close those deals. They should be just focusing on selling, and have someone like myself with 25 years being able to help them with top of funnel.
Now, I'm not looking to have like a KFC 12 secret herbs and spices here where you've got to give me the whole recipe, but what are the main ingredients of the full throttle approach for optimum lead generation? You can keep things secret if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole repeatable and scalable. I mean, I can go out there and say, let me help 4 or 5 companies and be their salesperson, and that limits to what I can do. But now, because I have a repeatable, scalable process, I could send out enough emails, because sales is still a numbers game. And you have to have the right tools. I mean, I have an email engineer that sets up all the tech. There's things like DKIM, DMARC, SPF records that have to be set up with some sort of subdomain approach or alternative domain approach. That's very important to do. Otherwise, you're going to ruin your domain. Same thing with LinkedIn. If you use too much automation on LinkedIn, you will get that email LinkedIn profile shut down. So you have to respect the technology. You have to respect that you cannot go overboard. You have to understand the rules of engagement, and if you do that, you'll get more appointments, and appointments lead to sales if you have a great company. I basically amplify what's good by sending out more emails and more LinkedIn messages to book meetings.
Now, you mentioned this a little earlier in the interview that you've had more than 2 decades of experience. And in your opinion, how has the marketing and advertising industry transformed in the past couple of years?
Well, I mean, I was working at Monster.com. I got a nickname Monster Mike back in the time, and I was pounding the phones, making appointments. I was getting 12 to 15 meetings a week. The closest salesperson to me at that point was getting 3. So you have to have this drive inside your heart. Like, this is what I like doing. I'm emotionally and physically and mentally connected to what I do and like what you're doing. Then it's not really a job. So what's kind of changed is, we got to make phone calls. We have to meet the customer. No, you don't. I do 10 to 12 meetings a day using the same sort of technology we're using right now, which is like a video call. So if you know how to use that and look someone eye to eye, and now don't worry about how many phone calls that person made, that's the important thing. Because if I send out an email or LinkedIn and you say, you know what, I want to talk to Michael Falato about development, and that basically will get them on the same page with you, and then you can ask them a couple discovery questions, and then off to the races you go. You make it simpler, faster, better versus the old school way. The old school way is not the way to go anymore.
Well, Michael, lastly, what are your objectives for your brand for the rest of the year?
Well, I started out a year ago, and I was happy when I got to about 15,000 MRR, and 12 months later, I'm at 85 MRR, monthly recurring revenue, and I'd like to get to probably 150K a month is really what my focus would be. Grow the company. We're a family company. My wife, my kids will help me as well. But the thing that's different about how I approach it, a lot of companies will sell their company. I'm basically saying, hire Michael Falato, hire Full Throttle Falato Leads, but you're going to get me as the main point of contact. And people that know me know that I'm that Midwest Chicago boy. That's where I grew up. That I say what I mean what I say. So it's really about getting who you want to work with when you hire a company. There's a lot of lead gen companies out there, and it's usually a lot of outsourcing to kids. Not saying that kids are a bad thing to hire, but if I was looking to grow my lead gen team, would I hire someone that's 25 years in the business for $4,000 to $5,000 a month, or would I hire a kid that's $4,000 to $5,000 a month and I could teach them everything and buy all the technology and databases to do it? So to me, it's a pretty easy choice to pick me because I know what I'm doing and I care about what I do.
Well, look, we talk about marketing, advertising. You've certainly sold yourself well in this interview, I'll tell you that much. Michael, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you. Have a good day. Appreciate your time.
You too. Well, that's Michael Falato, the founder and CEO of Full Throttle Falato Leads. And if you missed any part of that interview, you can catch the whole chat on our YouTube channel, so just make sure to subscribe. It is, of course, Kalkine Media. That's all for now. I'm James, reminding you to stay apprised and invest wise.